Great topic. The impact of social media on society, culture, and politics is a timely and relevant topic that has garnered much attention in recent years. The rise of social media has dramatically changed the way we communicate, consume information, and interact with one another. Here are a few potential discussion angles for episode 6 of your podcast. 1. The positives and negatives of social media. While social media has undoubtedly had many positive impacts on society, such as facilitating communication and enabling social movements, it has also been linked to negative outcomes like cyberbullying, misinformation, and the spread of hate speech. 2. The role of social media in politics. Social media has become an increasingly important factor in political campaigns and in influencing public opinion. It has been credited with facilitating political activism and mobilization, but has also been criticized for enabling the spread of propaganda and fake news. 3. Social media and mental health. Social media has been linked to negative impacts on mental health, such as feelings of isolation and depression, due to the pressure of comparing oneself with others and the prevalence of online harassment. 4. The changing landscape of media and journalism. Social media has disrupted traditional media and journalism, creating new opportunities for citizen journalism and activism while also threatening traditional sources of news and information. 5. The impact of social media on culture. Social media has had a significant impact on popular culture, affecting everything from music to fashion, and has created new opportunities for artists and creatives. As you prepare for episode 6, these are just a few of the angles you could explore when discussing the impact of social media on society, culture, and politics.
Let's discuss the positives and negatives of social media.
Sure. Social media has had many positive impacts on society, such as facilitating communication and connection. However, it also has been linked to negative outcomes such as addiction, cyberbullying, misinformation, and the spread of hate speech. Here are a few examples of the positives and negatives of social media. Positives. Connection. Social media has enabled people to connect with friends and family around the world, and has facilitated the formation of communities and social movements. Information sharing. Social media has enabled the rapid dissemination of news and information, as well as providing a platform for citizen journalism and activism. Business and entrepreneurship. Social media has created new opportunities for businesses and entrepreneurs to reach customers and market their products, and to build brand awareness. Negatives. Cyberbullying. Social media has been linked to the increase of cyberbullying and online harassment, causing mental health problems for the victims. Misinformation. Social media has been criticized for promoting the spread of false or misleading information, such as conspiracy theories, propaganda, and fake news. Addiction. Social media addiction is a growing concern, with people spending a considerable amount of time on social media platforms to the point of addiction. Polarization. Social media has been linked to an increase in political polarization, as people tend to associate and engage with people and sources that align with their own beliefs and values. Privacy. Social media raises concerns about privacy and data collection and potential misuse of user-generated data. As you can see, social media has both positive and negative aspects, and it is important to consider both when discussing its impact on society. By identifying the positives and negatives of social media, we can better understand the impact it has on our lives and develop strategies to mitigate negative outcomes while maximizing positive effects.
And about the role of social media in politics.
Certainly, the role of social media in politics has become increasingly important in recent years, with social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube being used by political candidates and campaigns to reach voters and influence public opinion. Here are a few potential discussion points related to the role of social media in politics. 1. Political campaigning and fundraising. Social media platforms have enabled political candidates and campaigns to reach a wider audience and to encourage participation through online fundraising and engagement. 2. Influence on public opinion. Social media has played an influential role in shaping public opinion on political issues, as it has created a platform where politicians, pundits, and ordinary citizens can express their views and engage in online discourse. 3. Propaganda and disinformation. Social media has also enabled the spread of propaganda and disinformation, with political actors and foreign governments using social media to interfere in elections and spread false or misleading information. 4. Polarization. Social media has been linked to an increase in political polarization, as people tend to seek out information that confirms their existing beliefs and values, and social media algorithms tend to promote content that generates engagement and social shares. 5. Regulation and censorship. Social media has raised questions about the regulation and censorship of political speech and expression, as it has created new challenges for governments and civil society groups to monitor and address the spread of harmful or malicious content. These are just a few of the potential discussion points related to the role of social media in politics. As you prepare for episode 6 of your podcast, it will be important to explore each of these points in detail and to consider the broader implications of social media on political discourse and participation.
Then let's go into each of those topics in detail.
Sure. Let's take a look at each of those topics related to the role of social media in politics in more detail. 1. Political campaigning and fundraising. Social media has become an essential tool for political campaigns to reach voters and raise funds by creating brand awareness and strategically targeting certain demographics. Political campaigns can use social media profiles, pages, and groups to engage directly with their target audience through paid ads and organic posts. Campaigns can also explore giveaways and memes on social media to create buzz around their candidate or cause, and may generate significant revenue from online donations. 2. Influence on public opinion. Social media has played a major role in shaping public opinion on political issues, creating a platform for people to express their views, share news articles and opinions, and engage in online discourse. These platforms can have a significant impact on what people believe about a particular issue or candidate, and can amplify certain opinions more than others, sometimes leading to biased views in the society. 3. Propaganda and disinformation. Social media has also facilitated the spread of propaganda and disinformation, allowing political actors and foreign governments to interfere in elections and spread false or misleading information about a particular candidate or issue. Social media platforms amplify particular opinions based on the user's social network, which in turn can affect one's political leanings. The spread of misinformation can be detrimental to the election process, and it's a challenge to identify false or biased content in a rapidly changing and complex digital ecosystem. 4. Polarization. Social media has been linked to an increase in political polarization, as people tend to seek out information in line with their existing beliefs and values. Aligned with the viewpoints of people in their social networks, social media platforms tend to reinforce people's beliefs and views, which can often result in mass polarized opinions across large sections of society. 5. Regulation and censorship. Social media platforms have made it increasingly difficult for governments and civil society groups to monitor and control the spread of harmful, malicious, or false content related to politics. Social media influencers have been accused of spreading false or inflammatory content to enhance economic gains or personal motives. If this is true, it makes it important to keep a track of such influencers and regulate them for holding such content and broadcasting it. It is important to assess the positives and negatives of social media's influence on politics and explore ways to promote ethical social media behavior within the political domain. This involves finding ways to regulate such content and to educate the masses about the adverse impact of misinformation and the importance of cross-checking sources before forming an opinion.
And what about social media and mental health?
Social media has been linked to several negative impacts on mental health, possibly affecting users negatively by threatening existing personal relationships or by causing self-esteem issues. Here are some points that we can explore in our discussion about social media and mental health. 1. Social comparison. Social media often makes us compare ourselves to others, which may trigger feelings of envy, anxiety, dissatisfaction, and self-comparison. We are bombarded with carefully curated images and posts often projecting only the highlight reel of a person's life. 2. Cyberbullying. Cyberbullying can occur on social media platforms and may lead to stress, depression, anxiety, and in some cases, suicide amongst the victims. Cyberbullying is the act of harassing or deliberately hurting someone using electronic media platforms such as social media. 3. Addiction. Social media addiction can lead to decreased productivity, social isolation, and anxiety. With advanced algorithms, social media platforms are specifically created to keep users hooked to the platform by keeping them engaged through personalized content recommendations. 4. Effect on relationships. Social media can place a strain on personal relationships due to the disconnect from users' real-life surroundings. Prolonged and excessive use of social media can lead to the users neglecting other aspects of their life, such as work or social life. 5. Emotional distancing. Social media can also cause users to become emotionally unavailable to others. The platform often acts as a substitute for in-person interaction, which makes it difficult for users to establish genuine and meaningful interpersonal relationships. It has become apparent that social media has some negative implications on one's mental health. As a society, it might be important to explore ways to tackle this issue by raising public awareness about the negative consequences of social media on mental health and promoting responsible social media usage. Additionally, it is important to generate content that is designed to encourage positive mental health and to encourage users to seek professional help in case they feel mentally disturbed.
About the changing landscape of media and journalism.
The changing landscape of media and journalism has been heavily influenced by the rise of social media. Traditional print and broadcast media networking platforms have been losing traction due to the large number of users that are turning to social media for their news and information. We can discuss the following points related to the changing landscape of media and journalism. 1. Citizen journalism. The rise of social media has paved the way for citizen journalism, where individuals without formal journalistic training or credentials still play a crucial role in shaping public discourse through social media platforms. 2. Spread of misinformation. Social media platforms can facilitate the spread of misinformation or fake news, which can lead to confusion and a lack of trust between the public and traditional media outlets. 3. The decline of traditional media. The proliferation of social media platforms has brought a decline in revenue and audience numbers for traditional print and broadcast media. Newspapers and television networks have struggled to adapt to the changing media landscape and stay relevant as social media continues to grow in popularity. 4. The rise of influencers. With the advent of social media, the traditional hierarchy within the entertainment industry, journalism sector, and the fashion industry has been disrupted as social media influencers have gained significant followings on various platforms. Social media influencers are now being prioritized over traditional media when it comes to advertising deals. 5. Personalized media exposure. With the rise of social media, a consumer's news and information exposure can often become personalized and tailored to their preferences. This has resulted in a segmented audience base and hence in media outlets prioritizing certain segments over others. In summary, social media has changed the face of media and journalism in myriad ways. While this has led to many positives, the growth of social media has also had some negative effects as it alters our understanding of truth and information, thereby impacting clear communication and effective journalism.
The impact of social media on culture.
Social media has played a significant role in shifting the popular culture that is the expression of society's values, beliefs, and norms. The rise of social media has created new opportunities for creative expression and has brought a diverse range of voices to the forefront of cultural discourse. Here are some of the ways that social media has impacted the culture. 1. Diversity. Social media has given a platform to individuals, communities, and tribes who may have been marginalized by traditional media, giving voice and representation to a broader range of cultural expressions and identities. 2. Global cultural exchange. Social media also allows for the sharing of cultural content between people and communities from different parts of the world, leading to a broader understanding and appreciation of distinct cultural expressions. 3. Creativity. Social media has given artists and creatives new opportunities to showcase and market their work, leading to a rise in new and diverse creative expressions. 4. Attention economy. Social media allows creators to monetize on the attention they receive from audiences, influencing what kind of content gets produced for the audiences. It also leads to clickbait content, and sometimes, sensationalist headlines that play into society's biases. 5. Perpetuation of ideas of beauty. Indirectly, social media can often perpetuate ethnic and racial biases as certain body types, skin color, and physical features are seen as desirable, thereby setting an idea of beauty which the society starts to expect. On balance, social media has been instrumental in broadening the cultural exposure and providing spaces for marginalized voices to be heard. However, it is also important to be wary of potential biases and harmful effects on the values, norms, and attitudes of society. Social media needs to be used responsibly to ensure cultural expressions remain true and reflective of different cultures.
Let's conclude this episode with a summary.
In this episode, we discussed a few key topics related to social media's impact on various fields, ranging from mental health and culture to politics and journalism. We highlighted the positives of social media such as increased connectivity and increased access to information. However, we also discussed the negative outcomes including addiction, cyberbullying, misinformation, and the spread of hate speech. Next, we explored the role of social media in politics, including how platforms are used in campaigning, fundraising, and shaping public opinion. We also mentioned the associated negative outcomes such as propaganda and polarization due to algorithmic biases present in social media platforms. Then we delved into social media's impact on mental health, where we explored issues such as social comparison, cyberbullying, social media addiction, effect on relationships, and emotional distancing. Finally, we discussed the changing landscape of media and journalism, including the rise of citizen journalism and social media influencers, the decline of traditional media, and the propagation of misinformation. Overall, it is clear that the influence of social media on society is vast and varied, with both positive and negative implications for various sectors. By exploring these implications, we can better understand the ways in which social media is shaping our world and how it can best be harnessed for the common good.